Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Becoming a Better Driver. I explained the whole reasoning behind the series in the first episode, but basically I show you the highlights of my practice races in preparation for league racing and hopefully more real life endeavors. As we go green in Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, we get an impressive start to bump into P18 right ahead of us, but we keep the momentum going down the middle of the grid of cars, hoping that the guys just hold their lines going into turn 1, just making sure that we are using the rich fuel mix, and we break at the 100-meter board for turn 1, coasting through the middle of the corner, getting 2 more positions as we run into the back of P5 into turn 2, causing me to lose control of the car momentarily, but we hold position going through an almost flat turn 3. We've got to be wary of the guy looking down our inside, but the best defense is offense as we make the move round the outside of turn 4, but we go out too wide, causing us to go onto the grass and be re-overtaken into turn 5. We fast forward to the end of sector 2 as we're gaining on P6 on the back straight as we go down the inside of the hairpin at the start of sector 3, although the exit we get out of the corner loses us time to the top 5. Our race gets worse as we cut the final chicane in an attempt to close up to 5th, causing us to be under duress to avoid a penalty. But me being me, I'm not giving up this proximity to P5 for a penalty. I know that the AI have lower top end speed than me because the optimum setup has a shorter final drive than the default. As we go down the inside of turn 1 for P5, but unfortunately we get a 1 second penalty for a final chicane cut. On lap 3, we make a carbon copy of the move for the lead to take P4 and be on the heels of the podium positions, although we have to force him out wide because he was creeping around our outside. No matter, as we should have the pace against the AI, and even more so in the wet as we saw last time, as on lap 5 the rain starts to come down. However, we're still on the slicks, and when we lock the rear tires going into the last complex of corners, we've spun. Thankfully, we can get the car facing in the right direction without running into any of the other cars, rejoining the race in P13. But with this loss of track position and the 1 second penalty, we're in some serious trouble. But we started a reascension up the grid immediately, going around the outside of turn 1 to get up into P12, but that's the highest we'll get before the pit stops onto the wets. But on exit, we get caught up behind my teammate, who I'm literally pushing out of the way. But nonetheless, we march forward going into turn 1 in P12, pretty much holding position. We need to keep moving forward as on this outlap we go for the move down the inside of the hairpin to get P11, and the undercut on the people in front has worked amazingly as we're up into P6 by the end of lap 8. We fast forward to the move we make at turn 5 for P5. We have a little look for P4 into the hairpin later that lap, but we think better of it, but we are running out of time. But the next lap, we lock the front tires and make some contact, but ultimately make the move down the inside of turn 4. Not a usual overtaking zone, but I really feel confident through here. We make the same exact move for P3 and P2 on the following laps, but just cleaner. And on the final lap, we go for the same move on P1, but he gave us a good fight for it as we make contact on the exit of turn 4, but finish the move into turn 5. Now here comes the challenge of creating a 1 second gap to now second. As we exit the final corner, we're pulling away 2 tenths per second. Did we win? Yes, we did. We move forward to a race at the fantasy track on the Suzuka track in real life, just without the hairpin, final chicane, and a few other changes, as we go green in Japan. Unlike last race, we don't run into the back of P18, but still have a much better start than the rest of the AI. But the first sector is similar bar 1 corner, as we have to take it slow into turn 1, and generally speaking the start was much more cautious in general. But into the S's we make the move down the inside for P8, that turns into the outside for turn 4, keeping us side by side. But into turn 5 we try and keep our momentum by squeezing on the inside to get a 2-for-1 move. We're again going up against our teammate, but this time they're actually going at a similar pace to us, but not as fast, as we cut them off into Degna 1, and into Degna 2 we go down the inside to make another double overtake. Guys, I am sure this is a 120% AI. However, they're not showing their 120% pace because into 130R, P1, P2, and P3 all slowed each other down while going for the lead, allowing me to pick off all 3 by the end of the lap, although P1 gave me a hard time overtaking him. Nonetheless, this was then a pretty straightforward race, although tire wear became a slight issue towards the end, but no major struggles because of the relatively high-speed nature of the track, and we did in the end pick up 4 seconds worth of penalties due to going wide, especially on the exit of the spoon curves. But in the end, we come home another P1, although I don't think I'm completely ready for league racing just yet. So episodes of me just becoming a better driver are going to continue. If you like this video, be sure to give it a like down below, and if you want to see more content like this, be sure to subscribe. I'll see you whenever I'll see you. Peace!